Yarbanduriwar chocolate is one of the greatest classics of all time. The history of this delicacy dates back to around 1750 BC, when the first civilizations began consuming cacao. For ancient peoples, cacao was not just a food, but also a valuable substance, used as medicine, currency, and even in religious rituals. The symbolic power and cultural significance of cacao have transcended centuries, solidifying it as one of the world's most iconic products. Today, chocolate can be found in virtually every corner of the globe. It is estimated that industries process about 3 million tons of cacao annually to meet global demand. But how did this industry develop? To understand this, we need to travel back in time and explore the origins of cacao cultivation. Our journey begins in Mesoamerica, a region once inhabited by the Maya, who were the first to discover the secrets of Theobroma cacao, the famous cacao tree. However, this discovery was not merely the result of investigative talent, but rather a favorable geographical factor. The cacao tree requires very specific conditions to thrive: a constant temperature of around 25 degrees, a minimum humidity of 80%, and partial shade, characteristics that are common only in regions near the equator where the Maya lived. Interestingly, these climatic demands continue to limit cacao cultivation to a few countries, with over 70% of global production concentrated in West Africa, primarily in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. The process of cultivating and harvesting cacao, however, has changed little since the time of the Maya. Cacao trees are extremely fragile and sensitive, making cultivation a manual and highly specialized task. Harvesting cacao pods is done by hand, as the pods do not naturally fall to the ground when ripe. Each pod must be carefully cut from the trunk using machetes or similar tools to avoid damaging the tree. This work, often performed under the intense heat of tropical plantations, can be exhausting and requires great precision. Once cut, the pods must be opened manually to extract the seeds, which are the true treasures of cacao. This process is performed with great care, as each seed plays a crucial role in the flavor and overall quality of the chocolate. The seeds, known as cacao beans,
este processo altera a composição do chocolate, resultando em xarope espesso chamado licor de chocolate, que na verdade tem aroma semelhante ao álcool. Se a intenção é fazer cacau em pó, o licor pode ser tratado com uma solução alcalina para escurecer a cor e suavizar o sabor. O licor de chocolate alcalino é então desengordurado, removendo grande parte da gordura, ou manteiga de cacau. O chocolate passa pelo processo de temperagem, aquecendo e resfriando lentamente para alterar os cristais internos e garantir uma composição uniforme. Uma vez temperado, o chocolate está pronto para ser despejado em moldes para a produção de barras. Uma verificação final assegura a ausência de bolhas de ar e a qualidade impecável do chocolate.
And you are right to think that. The cacao beans still need to undergo a fundamental process to acquire their characteristic color, flavor, and aroma. After being removed from the pods, the beans, still covered in pulp, are placed in special fermentation boxes and covered with banana leaves. The fermentation process lasts from 3 to 9 days, and it is during this period that the magic starts to happen. Fermentation is crucial because it not only eliminates the white pulp and kills unwanted bacteria, but also triggers the chemical reactions responsible for developing the rich flavor and the characteristic brown color of cacao. This process transforms the raw, bitter beans into a raw material that begins to resemble the taste of chocolate. Without fermentation, the beans would remain bitter and flavorless, making the production of chocolate as we know it impossible. After fermentation, the beans are spread out in the sun to dry, an essential step to reduce moisture and prevent the growth of fungi, bacteria, and mold. The drying process takes about 5 to 7 days, depending on weather conditions. This period not only ensures the preservation of the beans during transport, but also enhances and concentrates the flavors developed during fermentation. Once dried, The beans are ready to embark on their long journey to factories around the world. Transported in large sacks, they are shipped by boat to different continents, where they undergo rigorous quality control inspections upon arrival at the industries. In the factories, each batch of beans is carefully examined by quality control specialists who cut samples to check the internal color and texture. This ensures that only the highest quality beans are used in chocolate production. If the beans do not show the correct color or consistency, they are discarded to maintain the high standard of the final product. Once the beans are approved, the next step is the start of industrial production, where the beans will be roasted, ground, and transformed into the delicious chocolate bars we find on store shelves. Up to this point, each stage of the process, from manual harvesting to final inspection, requires a combination of human skill, traditional knowledge, and modern technology, making chocolate a true handcrafted treasure. Once approved by the quality control team, the cocoa beans proceed to a specialized processing plant, where the roasting process begins. The first step is to roast the beans on metal screens, followed by placing them in rotating cylinders. During this stage, heated air is continuously blown over the beans for a period that can range from 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the desired characteristics of the final product. The moisture content of the beans is reduced from approximately 7% to around 1%, ensuring their preservation and flavor enhancement. In addition to eliminating moisture, roasting triggers an important browning reaction, where over 300 chemical compounds present in the beans interact to form the complex aromas and flavors associated with chocolate. It is at this moment that the beans start to develop the rich and full-bodied flavor that we so appreciate. With roasting completed, the next step is to separate the cocoa nibs, also known as the cocoa meat, from their outer shell, called the husk. This separation is performed in a machine known as a winnower. Inside the winnower, vibrating shelves aid in the separation process, while a powerful fan blows the husks away, leaving only the precious nibs ready for the next stage. Now the cocoa nibs undergo intensive grinding, transforming into a dense, dark paste, almost like a thick, shiny syrup. This thick liquid is known as chocolate liquor. Despite its name, it contains no alcohol, though its aroma may resemble that of an alcoholic beverage due to the concentration of volatile compounds developed during roasting and grinding. At this stage, chocolate liquor is extremely versatile. If the goal is to produce cocoa powder, the liquor can be treated with an alkaline solution, a process known as Dutch processing. This treatment darkens the color of the cocoa, making its flavor milder and reducing the tendency of the nibs to form clumps, which facilitates its use in various culinary applications, such as desserts and beverages. On the other hand, if the objective is to produce solid chocolate, the liquor moves on to the next stages of refining and conching, where the flavor and texture are adjusted to create the irresistible final product that we find on store shelves. The chocolate you consume today has traveled a fascinating journey filled with meticulous steps. From cocoa plantations in tropical regions to the bar that reaches your hands. Each bite carries centuries of tradition, innovation, and the hard work of thousands of people around the world. But the story of chocolate doesn't end here. In fact, it is just beginning. If you've ever wondered what makes premium dark chocolate so special, packed with intense flavors and complex notes, or if you want to learn how white chocolate is made, even without cocoa solids, get ready. In the upcoming videos, we will delve deep into these two unique types of chocolate, and you won't want to miss a single detail. Did you know that premium dark chocolate is considered one of the richest foods in antioxidants? And that chocolate can have notes of fruits, flowers, or even spices without any added flavoring. In the next video, we will reveal what differentiates true dark chocolate from regular chocolates and why it can be a true gastronomic experience. Don't miss it.